Oh my goodness. Hello. Welcome,
Yep.
everybody. It's time for your weekly dose of PCP.
It's the most lethargic intro ever. I've said that before, but I'm saying it again.
What that was the dude, did you hear how much energy I had in that?
Yeah, like one.
Like one whole energy. That's more energy than I put into anything.
That's true. That is but it's not relative.
Yeah, no. Hey, welcome.
Wow.
Welcome everybody.
Yep.
Listen, Wednesday's my long day.
Well, let me tell you,
I got,
too.
I got other work, I got school, and then I got this work, and
just normal life.
Yeah.
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 I do things.
I'm a busy man. I'm a busy lad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're organized today.
I think so.
And we have a good show to talk about some pop culture nonsense.
Oh, dude. And it's, kind of political. It really, I feel like this is going to be like a very,
podcast.
Very podcast. It's going to be a very podcast.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's like the template type episode, like what the show wasn't meant to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was hoping it would just morph into something, which it did.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I like our back and forth.
We're Super Saiyan 2 level right now, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Just electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
That is the only difference.
Well, so we've all kind of been all over the place today, you and I both.
Absolutely.
But we're here. We're here for you.
Yeah.
We're here for me.
Always. Listen, it's 6:00 on Wednesday. The regulars all shuffle in.
I just want to know what we're talking about today. We are talking about a couple things. Dave Chappelle, it's one.
Yep.
Closer, new special, controversy surrounding such. If you haven't heard, if you have heard and you just want Austin's opinion on it, nobody wants my opinion on it.
They come for me.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
And Shang Chi, we're finally getting there.
Yeah.
Tom derailed us week one on Shang Chi.
Well, we got there. We watched it. We saw it.
Yeah.
We put it in our eyes and then our minds.
Okay, you brought something up. So you and I went and saw Shang Chi in theaters. It was the first time I'd been to a theater in God knows how long. And you know that
probably
because
years.
I had something like $200 of AMC gift cards.
Yeah,
just stacked up. I'm not going there.
It was like a DuckTales money pit of AMC gift cards.
Well, and so that wasn't even all of them. I had already given some away to other people.
Sure.
Like re-gifted the gift cards. Like, hey, go to the movie. Coronavirus isn't really a thing.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I only gave them away in the time period of like April to June 2020. Like, who's willing to test their luck?
There's no way those theaters are reopening.
Yeah, no.
Get those out.
Yeah, go get all the popcorn,
Yeah, absolutely. Just a trash bag of popcorn.
But so we went to the movies and we saw Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
The Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yeah.
Like that.
Actually, I think I have a little like summary, the little blurb you get off of Google for those who aren't familiar.
Well, I fell asleep for 20 minutes of it, so this might catch me up.
Yeah. All right. So let's see here. Sean and the Ten Rings is the story of a Mormon lady named Katie trying to find love in an increasingly progressive world. She doesn't think she can until she meets the love of her life, Sean, another Mormon, and they fall in love overnight and get married. And then they find out he has 10 other wives. Those are the 10 rings.
I get it. That's not it.
What?
I think
I think I copied the wrong.
I think that's the Old Testament.
Yeah.
That wasn't it.
Oh, geez.
But it's close.
It's close enough.
It's close. I mean, the characters' names were right.
Yeah, exactly.
Shang-Chi's a Marvel movie, right? Somehow ties in to the Marvel universe in the most shoehorned-ish of ways, but it gets there. Yeah. But it's based on an old Marvel comic, and it's a movie.
It is a movie.
Well, I think before we dive into some of the nitpicky details of it,
yeah,
I just want to know what you thought. First off, wait, backtrack, rewind it, put it down, flip it, and reverse it. I want you to talk about the feelings you had when you selected your movie seats and then had a very unwelcome surprise.
So, listen, selecting movie seats, I have a process I only select, if there's a row that has nobody in it, that's the row I'm going to.
Right. And you can do this online before. It's not that you're doing it when you're walking into the movie theater. We've already selected these seats on a digital interface.
Sure. Although, I mean, the process is pretty much the same if you're at the movie theater.
Well, I think it's okay. Explain. And then,
the empty row.
Yeah.
Yep. And then ideally no one behind or in front directly.
Right.
So kitty corner is the closest you want to be to the nearest person.
Right. Diagonal for those who don't know.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. There's no as much space as possible between you. And by the way, this isn't like a COVID thing or anything. This has been the process for years.
Oh yeah. This is social distancing. See, you know what? They walked back social distancing because they were like, oh, it's all actually bullshit. And it wasn't based on anything, but I was like, you know what? That was the only good part of this whole thing.
Yeah, no, I was already on top of it. They're like, wow, everyone's like, wow, you're really good at this. I'm like, yeah,
I've been practicing
years of practice.
Yeah, give or take 3 decades of social distancing.
Right, exactly.
So we selected our seats, and the seats they're big enough recliners in these movie theaters now that we didn't have to put the buffer zone seat between us. I think that's an unspoken rule too.
Yes, absolutely. Like unless you're dating the person, buffer seat.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. However, in this kind of theater where they have the big recliners where everyone can have their own armrest.
Yep. Because the seats that butt up next to each other, the ones that they're 2 separate seats, and then there's like 2 more seats.
Right. They come in 2s.
There's enough space that, even if you're not the parent guardian of the person that you're with.
Every 2 seats has 3 cup holders, which is nice.
Just in case.
Well, you get your candy or whatever, you put them in the other cup holder, which is the good, or just your receipts and napkins.
So now you picked the seats and they were open. We were in a row all by ourselves.
Yes,
and we got there pretty late, about 20 minutes after it should have started, right?
Right. So we only sat through 10 minutes of trailers.
Oh God. And lo and behold, movie starts to go.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking like family.
This family comes down the row, and man, their seats, we're surrounded by a sea of empty seats, and they sit right next to us.
Right next to me. The fuck are you doing? The rest of the row is empty. Buffer seats.
And it's not like it was a family, but it was only like 4 people.
Yes.
It wasn't like they needed 18 seats.
It was 4 people.
And I think that's party foul. I don't think if you don't buffer seat unless you know the person.
Absolutely. Even in the big recliners seats, buffer seat.
And I don't care that you had to pick your seat. You were assigned that seat. You paid for that seat.
Oh, you picked it.
Well, so it shows you who has selected the seats.
Right. It's what seats are available.
Right.
Right. Because, our seats have obviously been picked because
they've been picked.
We paid for them.
And when you picked them, they were open. I refuse to believe that it was just such impeccable timing on his part that he selected them right as you did.
Yeah. You didn't see us there. He was on the checkout screen at the same time.
So I say all this to say, 1, give a buffer seat to people in a movie theater.
100%.
Even pre-COVID.
Yes.
Post-COVID, pre-COVID, during COVID. I don't care.
At least a buffer seat. I can even say the last time I went to a movie theater before this, I also saw Carnage last week. It was okay. Yeah. It was fine. It was terrible.
Great summary.
But before that, I had seen a movie and it was at Tinseltown. The big movie theater with where we have like the stadium seating, like like the tiered, and it's the big heavy duty guy. And I went and saw a movie, and when I got there was no one else there. It was a movie that had been out for a few weeks. Yeah. It was a good movie, so no one else is actually seeing it. Actually had like acclaim, and like it wasn't like popcorn trash.
Love popcorn. I love it. I love popcorn trash.
I also love popcorn trash, but sometimes I also like nice like a crafted movie.
You big brain movies.
Yes, exactly. like a film.
SMRT. I'm smart.
And But
yeah,
right before the show, they sat down in the same row, which they had at least there was a few seats down, but there was no one else in the theater, in this huge theater with rows and rows. There had to have been 20 rows.
So many rows
in this theater. Why in the one that I'm sitting in?
Maybe they liked you.
No, I don't care. Go away. Leave me alone.
And so
if I can hear you in that kind of theater
yeah.
when they're talking to each other, fuck you.
Yeah.
There's anywhere else.
Literally anywhere else.
I got up and moved.
That was in the best row. You were in the best row.
I wasn't even. Row. It was a little far back. I got up and moved.
And if you're the type of person that walks into a movie theater and you see two people sitting in two seats and you go and sit right next to them,
yeah,
fuck you.
Fuck you.
Like, you're the worst type of person.
Why would you do that?
I don't care if that was the seat you picked and you saw. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, like even if you like it was that side seat and they just sat in your seat or whatever.
Yep.
Whatever. Let's sit somewhere else.
Yep.
There's other seats. Yeah. Like the only time where it's like I mean, if they were sitting in your seat, you could ask them to move, I guess.
But even that, it's like, what?
But that's only if it's like a crowded theater.
Sure. And so if the theater is 90% open, you're not like, that's a conflict that I don't want. Right. And I'm all for, abrasive conflict with people, sometimes unnecessarily, just to push their buttons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whatever. I'm for it.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to make anyone's day harder, but you sat in my seat in the theater and this is a battle I'm picking.
I'll die on that hill.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So, but if you're that type of person that comes in and you look at that seat next to me, I'm in E10 and you want E11, jump off a bridge.
Yeah, no, you go to C14 at closest.
Yeah. Minimum. Oh my God. Maybe even, and if it's an empty theater, the rules change to if you sit in the same row as me.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But whatever. I say all this to say we saw Shang Chi. This event happened. And it may have colored your perception of the movie.
That definitely puts it like. Have you ever been to a movie and then something sours your mood like right before the movie starts?
This kid that sat down next to you sneezed a grand total of maybe 130 times.
I don't actually think it was the kid. I think it was the person next to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was
family
member
adults. C. Oh yeah.
God. But yeah, it was
God blessed him so many times. So many times.
Well, he's just waiting for someone to say God bless you. No one did.
No, it's a movie. You don't talk during a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
You ruin it for the other movie goers around you.
Yeah, dude.
You don't want to be that person.
The popcorn munchers and the
cell phone waivers.
Exactly. Oh, the fucking people.
But anyway, so that's what the whole point of that is, one, don't be that person. Two, I think that colored your perception of the movie a little bit.
It entirely could.
Shang Chi, the legend of
the
10 rings.
Yes. Here, actually, I don't know why I didn't pull this up.
Well, and so for anyone who doesn't know, the main character, Shang Chi is
Shang Chi.
Yeah. Is the guy that was in God.
Sorry, Lavelle, we just checked the comments.
Over right in the middle. Yeah.
I'll put those up.
Shang-Chi's the actor that was in Kim's Convenience. He plays the brother. That's what I think most people would recognize him from. Simu Liu?
Yeah.
Something like that. Smiuliu. I think that's a pretty close pronunciation. If I'm wrong, roast me. That's fine. So I think the acting overall was passable. You seem to disagree.
No, I actually did. I thought the acting actually varied from pretty good, like really good, to bad.
Okay.
I think I guess passable is the average. But like, I don't know. I thought the dad was good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was good. I thought he was solid. I thought Sean was okay.
Well, and so this movie just passed $400 million in the global box office.
Yeah, I saw that.
They still consider it a failure. And by they, I mean Disney.
Well, sure. Well, I mean, so you got to figure what's the budget on this thing.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, can you look up the budget?
Yeah, thank God it's 2021 and I don't have to be smart. I can just look at things.
Yeah.
I have a computer in my pocket.
Yeah, right on the desk even.
Yeah. Budget was right around 150 to 200 million. So they've doubled their budget.
Right, but they say you have to double the budget to account for marketing costs.
I assume so.
So they at best like broke even on this thing, probably.
Sure.
Which is so that is a failure. They they want to make.
Well, I think they're going $1 billion every movie. That's what
That's what a Marvel success is.
Yeah, but I think those days are done. I don't think you get that.
Endgame was the last blockbuster.
I think people are sick of it too.
Like Marvel.
So let me ask: in a vacuum, did you like this movie?
Yeah, it was fine.
As part of the overall MCU, because they did tie it in a variety of ways to other Marvel movies.
Lots of throwaway lines and throwaway characters. What's his name? Wong?
Oh, yeah. The Doctor Strange sidekick?
Yeah.
Doctor Strange Robin?
Yes, exactly.
He didn't have green tights, though.
No, they're like orange.
Yeah.
Or whatever oh, jeez. What am I clicking here?
I don't know. So, yeah, I think in a vacuum, I didn't mind the movie.
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was fine.
I didn't, you know what I didn't get, and we talked about this a little bit, but I didn't get a lot of the political BS, and I know there's been controversy about it.
Yeah, no, I think Lavelle, if you're still in the comments, let us know what you thought, because I know you had some thoughts on it.
Yeah, I thought it was very kind of just what it was. I didn't, other than the fact that it brought up the Iron Man 3 guy.
Yeah,
spoiler.
Ben Kingsley's in
yeah,
the movie.
He and they talked about the terrorists from America and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's the.
But that's all the plot of Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's
forgivable.
And there was a one-off short that showed Ben Kingsley in like prison getting kidnapped by the 10 Rings.
Oh yeah,
that was like 5 years ago. They put that short out.
Huh.
It was like a special feature on one of the Blu-rays or something. But whatever.
So I think in that sense, I don't understand. I know China didn't like the movie.
Sure.
But I think as a standalone action movie, I did fall asleep for 20 minutes in the middle. It was right when Ben Kingsley first came on screen.
That's fair enough.
It's a very quiet moment.
The movie is like, I would say 40 minutes too long.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like it definitely, like there was some fat they could have trimmed out.
Yeah, it runs for 132 minutes, so we're
over 2 hours.
Over 2 hours,
almost like two and a quarter hours.
Yeah, and I think it could have been an hour and a half movie.
I think
very
easily.
Like
I said, a lot of even like the exposition was like repeated, like, oh, it's the Ta Lo, it's the secret village. You see the secret village, and it's secret, and you can.
And did you also know that the secret village is named Ta Lo?
Ta Lo,
and Ta Lo is the secret village.
Yes, and I was like, yeah, get on with it.
Yeah.
And crazy how even with all that extra runtime, we didn't really get much of a Kabuki mask over here.
No, and they really promoted him in a lot of the pre-production stuff and marketing for this movie. Maybe a grand total of 10 minutes screen time.
Yeah,
if that.
Yeah, like he has like a fight scene. I think.
Yeah, I also don't know anything about him.
Nope, he just why is he wearing the mask?
Yeah, is he strong or not? I don't know. He got his butt kicked and then he didn't, and then he did, and then he didn't. But he's also really strong, so you should know that. But then he's also not.
Right. It was very.
Yeah, I don't know. And then he's like the first guy to die.
Yeah, but there was some stuff that I actually did like. Like,
tell me what you liked.
I kind of liked the soul suckers, like that as like a creature,
very Monster Hunter-esque.
Yeah, with like they have like Cthulhu tentacles, and like they suck people's souls.
Yeah, that was great.
Like that Kabuki mask guy gets like brutally his soul gets ripped out.
Yeah,
and presumably exploded at the end. If I understand what happened at the end,
I don't understand anything that happened.
So I assume his soul is gone, which is really fucked up.
Yeah,
if you think about
it. Well, and same with anyone else that got eaten by the soul sucker.
Yeah, that's like there's not even like an afterlife for them. They're gone in that universe, I think, which is fucked.
Yeah.
But that is actually kind of interesting and weird. And I wish they did more.
Well, so
weird things.
I'll be able to tell you how good this movie is by looking at the Rotten Tomatoes score and then looking at the user score.
Oh, I think you might be surprised.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. Because I looked at that earlier.
Okay. I'm going to look, and I'm going to be, because it's the first time live on air that I'm looking. I didn't know. Okay. Oh, wow.
Is it still 98?
Wow. 92% tomato meter.
Uh-huh.
So critics. 98% audience score.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. That's what I saw. Which makes me wonder if it's true. Like, are they deleting reviews? Because I don't think it's a bad movie.
I look for disparity in Rotten Tomato score. So if the critics rating is 100%, and the user rating is close to it, I know that's okay. Like this, probably a decent enough movie. It's probably not a great movie.
See, but when I see 98 audience and 90 whatever critics, I assume that must be an excellent movie.
See, I don't, because I think those two high scores mean nefarious acts are in play. I think there's something else influencing. See, the best movies are the movies that are 12% tomato meter, 98% audience score. The movies that the critics hate. Oh my God. The critics are awful. I don't trust, like, I would have looked at this, and regardless of the audience score, I would have seen a 92% tomato meter and been like, I'm not going to go see that piece of garbage. I don't trust that at all. I look at the audience score.
I think if you're looking at like Disney type releases, like those big studio releases, I agree with you that the critic score doesn't matter. I think with a lot of like the smaller stuff,
you think the critic score matters on the smaller stuff?
I do, because I don't think they're buying them.
I think it's the opposite. I think the score's already determined for this movie. Predetermined before the movie even came out. This is going to be the 92. Okay, great. But you look at the movies that have, $48,000 budgets.
Yeah.
And then they have 100% audience score. I'm like, yeah, it's probably a good movie. Obviously, you got to look at quantity and sample size, but
yeah, well, that's another thing. It's same with like critics or audience.
Sure. But so the audience says, and I just don't see this. This is what Rotten Tomatoes says. The audience says that Shang Chi covers new cultural ground for the MCU without losing any of the action, comedy, and emotion Marvel's movies are known for. Bullshit. No way. Who's ever said anything like that?
Robots.
Even if that's the aggregate of what the audience said, there's no way.
Like the audience is saying, "Oh, it covers new cultural ground." That's what I look for when I go to the movie theater.
Right.
I say, "Oh,"
and that's not to say, like I said, I don't mind this movie whatsoever. I actually thought it was fairly enjoyable. Like, it was fine, but I didn't come away from it being like, well, this is the step in the right direction for Marvel in the cultural ground.
Glad it covered all that cultural.
There was a lot of money to be made in China, and they really took advantage of it by, scraping the bottom of the freaking barrel for Shang-Chi.
I had never heard of this hero before.
No one had. I thought it was Jake Long. I honestly thought that this was like a crossover. I didn't know. And again, it's not to say that on its own merit, I didn't find this movie entertaining, but
yeah, it was very
new
fine.
cultural ground.
Because it's got Asian leads. Is that it? Is that the requirement for new cultural ground?
Well, and so I'm very confused because I watched Kim's Convenience on Netflix, and Simu Liu.
He plays a Korean guy.
Is Korean.
Yeah. So who even knows? Is he Chinese?
So are you allowed to say what's the difference? Or are they banking on the fact that I don't know?
Because there is a difference. There's a distinct cultural difference.
Oh, well, no. So culturally, but I'm saying physically, just the appearance looking. You look at the lead or any of the main actors in this movie or actresses, and I don't know their specific nationality.
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, I don't know. And maybe people do. Maybe you could look at them and say, that's most certainly a Korean actor.
What is the origin of Aquafina? Well, what country does that come from?
I thought that was water.
AWKW.
Oh yeah, no, I know how it smells.
I know. That's for the audience. All one of you. Aquafina, there she is.
Okay, so Simu Liu, the main actor there, the one right above the word Shang, he was born in China. His citizenship is Canadian, which I knew that because Kim's Convenience is a Canadian show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But
interesting.
Yeah, he is Chinese.
Right.
So
whoever made Kim's Convenience is the racist ones? Is that what the takeaway is? I don't know what the takeaway is.
I'm saying that if you look Asian, you're passable in any of those roles, if that's what it calls for.
Like do you know who? Can you look up who wrote this movie?
Sure.
Because I'm curious, like this guy's mask, the kabuki mask guy. I say kabuki mask because to me it looks like a kabuki mask, but that's Japanese. So am I being racist?
Is it like I understand the racist implication of it, but one, who cares? Two, I don't know.
But I even wonder, is that a Chinese? Because I know about like kabuki dancing.
So
like, that's a Japanese.
This is my point. Did they conglomerate all of this to point the finger at Western audiences and say, "You stupid racist, you don't know the difference"? That's what I'm getting at here. Yeah. Oh, well, Simu Liu there, he's actually Chinese, but he was in a Canadian show.
Yeah.
Like, mind fuck. I don't know. Am I supposed to know these things? I've been told by women everywhere that I'm supposed to know these things.
Right. Of course. Obviously.
Or so that's my whole point. They did this, he is, of Chinese nationality or descent. But who cares? Like, I honestly, he was fine in Kim's Convenience playing a Korean.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter to me in that sense. But I just want to know if they did that knowingly.
But, I think this sort of comes back to our point about the movie earlier, is that it didn't drive that point home or anything. Like, the movie didn't push that. Diversity, or like Chinese values, or any. I didn't really get any sort of like political,
not even cultural push, like right. Other than
there was
other than the cultural understanding that I would say the average Western viewer already has. Dragons.
Yeah. Right.
Dragons, those the houses, the dojo style houses.
That the lions that I feel like I've seen it.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure
with the big whiskers,
like the teeth that like curl.
Yeah. So if you were to ask the average dumb person, hey, what do you think Chinese culture is all about? They draw you this picture, and that's kind of what this movie ended up being.
It is the fortune cookie of
Yeah.
Of movies.
Do martial arts, breakdance fighting.
Breakdance fighting.
Yep.
I wanted to say that like every time they started fighting.
Kimonos.
Yep.
Yeah, it hit all of the boxes of like stereotypical. And again, it's a stereotype because it's at least partly true.
Right. That all comes from somewhere. Oh, hey, Jose Pio's here.
I agree. But it comes from something, but that's just I really think they did it just to it's an inside joke from the movie makers there. Just to say, stupid Western audiences, they don't know the difference.
Yeah.
Or rather, they didn't do it maliciously, and it's just, how can we make this culture easily digestible?
That's why I wondered who the writer of this movie
is. What I'm looking at.
Is it a Chinese name? Is it
Steve Englehart? Oh my God. And Jim Starlin.
Okay.
That's who created the character.
Oh, okay. But did they write the movie?
Film is directed, wrote by David Callahan and Andrew Lanham.
All right.
I would say at very best East German.
Yeah, that might be the whitest like names I've ever heard in my life.
I'll look. Let's see. Dave Callahan went to University of Michigan. Born in Fresno, California. Yep. So Callahan was born to Lee Husu and Michael Callahan. Okay. He's of Chinese descent through his mother.
Oh,
you were so wrong, you stupid idiot.
Okay, boy. I was thinking this guy was whiter than bread, but
no, not. I mean, there is no picture of him on here, but yeah, no, his mother is Chinese. Okay. And then so the other guy here, we've got Callahan and Andrew Lanham. He doesn't come up. He doesn't warrant a Wikipedia article.
Oh, okay.
So, at least 1/4 of the writing staff was they were Chinese.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure. I mean, born and raised in Fresno, I'm sure it was very culturally accurate. What was the term they used on Rotten Tomatoes? Cultural new grounds or new cultural grounds. Yeah.
Really treading that water.
I think I forgot who coined the term, but I think I heard Disney described as passive progressive.
Yeah, that's spot on.
Yeah.
This movie did nothing to change my very rudimentary understanding of Chinese culture.
No, at all. This year I watched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
I feel like I got a lot more from that in terms of like cultural what have you.
Sure.
Because it's actually a Chinese movie.
Well, there's nothing wrong with this movie being exactly what it was.
Yeah.
However, to make the claim that it pushed, I sound like a freaking progressive, to make the claim that it pushed progressive boundaries is not true at all. It's a Marvel movie. It's meant to make money.
Yeah, which is fine. And so my problems with it don't come from any sort of political or whatever angle.
I mean,
I think it was just kind of boring.
Yeah, well, that too.
Like it was just too long, and there was too many characters, and Aquafina is not funny.
Yeah, hot take.
Whoa,
I don't understand Aquafina.
Yeah, she has like a weird to her voice. I feel like every time she's talking about I'm just like, stop. Don't stop making
It's grindy.
That's what it sounds like to me. And I'm like, stop it. Stop it. I don't like it.
Well, and so one of the last things I want to say about Shang-Chi here, other than, I don't know, if you're bored, go see it. Or don't.
It's coming to Disney Plus in like a month.
Oh, okay.
I think it's got like November 1st or something. It's coming to Disney Plus for free. Like not even the $30.
So final take on this. One, it's not the cultural, I was going to say it's not the cultural Columbus that that Disney makes it out to be.
Oh boy. The cultural indigenous.
It's certainly not like it's a passable movie. It's entertaining.
It's fine.
It's not. It doesn't shove politics in your face. So
No.
like all these people getting up in arms. I watched the movie and I thought they were stupid because okay.
Yeah, there were literally. I think
there was a couple.
I kind of like 3 lines about sort of diversity or like things that sort of implied that.
Well, there was one about gender. You know, women are strong
I wasn't
too.
even thinking of those. I was thinking specifically the Asian angle.
But also, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, fine.
I mean, that's just Disney. Yeah.
Yes, right. And so you kind of expect that, and they did it in a way that it was a self-contained scene that, you know, when you're watching it on Blu-ray, if you feel the need, you can just skip right past that scene. You don't miss nothing. Yep. So there was that. But yeah, it's just a movie.
Yeah.
Like it's such a movie that, and I mean that of like, it just follows suit.
Yeah. There's like a dragon that shows up. It's fun.
But what I was also going to say, my second point, I actually actively hate this movie and I take back everything that I said.
Okay, go on.
There's one scene in this movie that absolutely ruins it for me.
Oh, what do you got? What do you got?
They're about 40 minutes into the movie, 35 minutes or so.
Okay.
They start to have a little bit of exposition and they start to give the backstory of the 10 rings.
Sorry, I just know where you're going. Continue.
They give and it's a cinematic flashback. And it's, you know, very well done. Actually, this was my favorite scene of the movie because they're explaining where the rings came from. They're explaining kind of where it's going. Looks really good. A lot of it's CGI, but it's almost in the vein of like the 300 style. That's kind of, it had a very similar artistic style.
Yeah.
And it's Simu Liu's character there, Shang, explaining this to Aquafina. I don't remember her name. Katie.
Aquafina.
Katie in the movie.
Yeah.
And which is anyways. And they're explaining this, and then mid-dialogue, mid-Shang Chi, Simu Liu dialogue, it says vegetarian or beef in a much louder octave, you know, a much higher pitch.
Yeah, he's talking kind of quietly.
He's, you know, and then the rings were given to my father, and then vegetable or beef.
Yeah.
And it doesn't immediately cut. It actually hangs on the scene, the 300 style artistic scene.
Yeah, it's very like
for a second.
It's got like a blue filter.
And then about half a second later, it says vegetable or beef, vegetarian or beef. Oh my God.
It's a like, I said probably 3-minute gag.
So it then flashes to a scene of a airplane cabin, and you've got Aquafina and Simu Liu's character. They're sitting there and they're talking, and you know that this is Shang-Chi explaining this to Katie, but the stewardess comes up and is taking their order, and they cut away from the exposition. Oh my God. I hated this so much.
I mean,
and then
I think this goes back to the point about this movie being too long, and as part of it, it's just these fucking like, what gags.
Well, and so I'm gonna ruin the whole thing. The gag goes, she asks for vegetarian or beef. Then, when she takes the order on her iPad thing, she looks at Aquafina's character and says, "We're actually out of vegetarian." And then asks them again what they would like. The stewardess says, "Is that what it is?"
Yeah, no, that's
flight attendant.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Oh, geez. Oh, fuck. We're canceled. I just looked. We're canceled. You said
is it
stewardess?
Well, stewardee?
A stewarder.
Steward?
Steward. Yeah. That's a male one, is a steward.
This person that works on the airplane then asks Aquafina and Shang-Chi again what they would like. And Aquafina kind of awkwardly looks and goes, "I'll have the beef." And then looks at Shang-Chi and asks what he would like. And he goes, "Yeah, the beef." What?
No, that bit was so funny. I mean, did you hear how the whole theater was like just rolling on the ground.
Well, and so what got me was I was thinking they were going to hang on this then and then go back to the exposition.
Oh yeah, no.
Nope. That was it.
They don't because he's explaining his first mission or how he's getting assigned his first mission from his dad. Yeah. That's the hanging point.
One of the heaviest scenes in the movie too.
And then like an hour later they finish that story. You might have been asleep.
I might have been asleep. Well, you lost me.
Spoiler alert: he killed the guy. You might have.
Was that? I assumed he did.
Yeah, that was the point of it.
Yeah, when that was not a reveal at all. Mm-hmm. I assumed you've only trained your entire life to do this, and honestly, you're perfectly justified. They killed your mom.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
okay.
Oh, geez.
Probably would have done the same. Like if you're looking to make a relatable character, you did it, because I think most people would be pretty upset.
Yeah.
But they do that, and that to a less egregious extent, they do that in other parts of the movie too.
Mm-hmm.
And it just ruins the movie. I want the director's cut without
undercutting serious moments with a joke is a very Marvel thing. However, it is also very hit or miss, because if those jokes don't hit, if they don't land, they're the worst shit ever.
Yeah.
Like one movie that I think did it too much, but I still like the movie is Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Well, I think those are the only movies that it works in.
Yeah, because James Gunn is funny.
Well, yeah.
James Gunn is a funny writer and director.
I think Chris Pratt has natural charisma.
Yes. So like it's a perfect storm of like writer, director, actor, like all that works. But if you're not James Gunn,
yeah,
and you tried it, like, have you seen a trailer for the new Guardians of the Galaxy game that's coming out?
Yeah,
and it looks
awful.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah,
it doesn't work. It's like because like it has the timing of it, like but like that, like the humor is the same, like beats, but they're not funny.
Yep.
Like the trailers always go like, "You got this." Probably. Whoever wrote that line thought it was the funniest shit.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's not.
And it's not. It wasn't funny the first time. It wasn't funny when you said it 4 times in that initial reveal of that game. They said it 4 times in that initial reveal. Fuck them. God damn. Wow. Really made me
fired Austin up over here. Speaking of things that got fired, I think we need to move on from Shang-Chi. The final word on Shang-Chi is
wait for it to be, if you have a Disney Plus subscription, watch it there.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. You know what?
Skip over the scene that's about 35 minutes in the movie because you'll tear your hair out.
It is watchable.
Yeah. It's also not a progressive milestone.
Right. It's fine.
Which I think they did they did a disservice in that. Either bill it as what it is or don't build it up.
Stop trying to like, whoa.
It's because he's Asian.
Yeah. You know,
and apparently ambiguously Asian too.
We have a guest.
Speaking of ambiguously Asian.
Oh, hello.
Welcome.
What's up? Hop on in. You want to have a seat? Yeah, fuck it. Oh, yeah, dude. Here, I'll turn on your mic.
Oh, sorry to all your podcast friends.
Impromptu
jumping in.
We're in. He had a comment in the chat and now decided
apparently he really had something to say.
Yeah. Because he's got something to say.
Yeah, what's up?
You know what really grinds my gears?
What's going on?
When I'm in an empty movie theater and someone sits right next to me. Or I'm at a urinal and someone stands right next to me.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not equivalent.
Should be illegal.
Tell me that's not equivalent.
Yeah.
That's worse.
Yeah.
But those are the same type of people.
Yes.
So.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. How you doing, Jose?
How you guys doing?
We're just about to move on.
I had to leave my second meeting of the day today because they required masks. I refuse to wear it. Sorry for anyone out there. Wear your mask if you want. I'm not wearing it.
Well, can I say this podcast is way better than second meeting anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It was a bunch of Democrats,
Fuck them.
Losers.
But politically
Losers.
correcting podcast, shout out.
Yeah, dude, coming up at 8. I think it's going to be a good show.
It's going to be a great show.
Yes.
It's going to be the great show. They asked me, I said it was going to be great.
I produce a lot of shows. I know shows. We got the best shows. And
we do have the best shows. Yeah. I think Wednesday nights are the best time. Nothing against everyone else's podcast, but Dan off the streets here.
No way, shots fired against everyone's podcast. Fuck them. Like
they know I got much love. Much love.
Yeah. Love you, Marcus, if you're out there, or Tom and Kimberly and the rest.
All the above.
Specifically, Chad Hummel.
Chad Hummel. You know what? Yeah, specifically Chad Hummel. That's also a good show.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
So we're just about to move on to talk about Dave Chappelle's special.
Oh, perfect timing.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Let's move.
Oh, yeah.
All right. That is perfect timing. Look at that.
Unfiltered, without any prompting question, what you think, Jose?
First of all, Dave Chappelle is exactly who he's been since the beginning.
Right.
And that's what I respect about anybody in this world, that they don't change who they are for the
I just went on a rant about half an hour long about how I like Shang Chi and then hypocrited myself.
You're a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite. It's all right.
But I know
you know it though.
I know it.
Exactly. That's the difference. If you know who you are and you stick with it, I'm an a-hole.
Yeah.
I'm an a-hole. But I know who I am.
Well,
I say it.
A-hole gives you some leeway too.
Yeah, exactly. I set the expectation super low for my wife. And now every time I beat it, it's like glory hallelujah for her.
Like, here's some dandelions.
Yeah.
You know,
it was funny about the Dave Chappelle one. It was funny because when he went through the LGBTQIAP minus.
Yeah.
Theta.
I after it, I said, that was it. Like that was what they went after him for. And then like a little bit afterwards, he actually like slipped something in there. I was like, there it was.
Yeah. I say the whole like maybe second half of his special, he really like got into it. But so I thought it was
talking about the closer on Netflix, Dave Chappelle's newest special on Netflix. He's done a bunch of them too, right?
It's the last one. He was contracted to do 3 for Netflix.
Yeah, he inked a nice deal with them.
Yeah. He left $50 million at Comedy Central, but he got paid $60 million to do Netflix. So apparently that's his number.
Yeah,
that's the real.
Well, the future value of money. So he had about a 10-year hiatus. So was that worth 10 million?
Right? I don't know.
Probably.
I mean,
you're telling me you wouldn't take 10 million?
Inflation lost that. Yeah. Like
no such thing as inflation in America. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, it's not real. The cost
Tell
is
that
zero.
to my waistline. I hate myself.
So what do you guys think of it? I mean, I thought it was great.
Yeah,
but it wasn't that funny.
Can I say I've kind of felt that about most. I don't think Dave Chappelle's stand-up is ever particularly funny.
It's not evolved very much.
Yeah.
With this one specifically, I don't know that he made many jokes.
No, he talked.
It was almost more of a Dave Chappelle TED Talk.
Yeah. That's what it felt like with the big red C in the background too.
Yeah,
it felt very TED Talk-ish.
Let me talk to you about cancel culture.
Yeah.
He was very segmented.
Yeah.
In his delivery, and that's not very funny. I mean, you got to have a constant flow.
I don't even think he did the thing that he does when he's like tries to get the audience to laugh, or I think it's to break the tension after he says something particularly like offensive, where he like laughs and like slaps
slaps on his leg.
Yeah. You know that's
maneuver? Weird. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't care for it.
I don't like it.
You
know what I did like?
Yeah.
Were those 2 white ladies right in the front, like the 3 rows
big
back?
Fat ones?
Yeah, that was hilarious. As soon as he came out with like, he said the dyke bitch or something like that, and I looked at them like, they
were making some sourpuss faces.
One of their faces one of their names was Karen, guaranteed.
Oh, for sure,
guaranteed.
Beth.
That's the last time I accept free tickets.
They was going hard at the white people. It was pretty funny. I did support that.
That's always funny.
You got to go hard at the white people. You know, you got to step them down.
Wait, you got something against your people?
my people were right here. Anyone in front of a mic is my people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, I used to be a black guy, but then I didn't vote for Biden. So
that's right. You're not anymore.
It's like this happened like immediately. I clicked the wrong button. I was like, oh!
And your credit score dropped 100 points.
That's right.
What? Boom! Get ready for politically correcting.
Hey, it's coming up. 8 o'clock.
So he's got a lot of flack for this special.
Yes.
Dave Chappelle. And you know what?
Is it manufactured though?
What's that?
Is it manufactured?
I actually was going to bring that up because Netflix loves controversy. Oh, they always stir that pot when they put out something new. They're like, "Oh, geez, did you hear people didn't like this for this reason?" Oh no,
mad awkward for Aquafina.
yeah, right.
Well, they're. I mean, they take it to the next level of like all press is good press.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What was the one with the kids? Do you remember the one with the kids?
The young kids that were dancing.
Dancing kids. Do you know?
I never saw it.
Cuties.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up Cuties, but so the same crowd that rallied against Cuties is the show. Basically, it's kiddie porn. Same crowd that rallied against Cuties being kept on the service. They're the ones calling for Dave Chappelle to be canceled. And it's and you know what?
The double standards.
It's like 8 people on Twitter, but whatever. It's still, as Jose said, it's about not being a hypocrite and not being a funny hypocrite like I am.
Right.
You gotta don't be a genuine hypocrite.
Don't be a dick. Just don't be a dick in life. If you're a hypocrite, that's the worst kind. I hate it. I hate. So
annoying.
My first girlfriend bought me a book that was called "Don't Be a Dick."
Nice.
And you know what? I appreciated it. Didn't work.
A self-evaluation did not work appropriately.
It was funny. And that's what Dave Chappelle even says in this special, right? He goes, sometimes the thing to say isn't the nicest thing or whatever. Sometimes I don't say it because it's mean. I say it because it's funny. Oh my God, as a comedian.
That's his craft. That's his art. I was actually on a podcast yesterday. I'm a full week of podcasts here. And I told people, my social media, I look at it as I'm in politics. I'm an actual elected official for your fans that don't know who I am. Actual elected official, but I use social media to stir the pot. I use it to get people talking about the topics that need to be talked about. And I told the guy, I was like, that's my art. My art is getting people riled up enough to talk about it so that we can find somewhere in the middle to come back and say, look, this is what's right enough to drive America forward. So Dave Chappelle is fantastic at his craft, which is getting people talking. I think that Netflix manufactured the LGBTQ hatred towards him because it seemed like it came out pretty immediately. And
you're talking about after this special?
After this special.
I did not know.
I mean, it was always there.
I did not know there was a special. The first time I had heard of it was through an article that said like Dave Chappelle's new special.
Exactly.
Blah, 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 blah.
Exactly. Well, that's how they get you.
Well, I didn't know until my wife told me.
So yeah, and I watched it. You asked me to watch it, right? You sent me a text. You said, "Hey, can you watch this?" And I texted you back. I already did.
You text?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
once.
Hey, I even sent a message to the group
you
text
did.
Today.
We have a group message, and these guys don't ever talk. It's Lavelle talking the entire time. Shout out to Lavelle.
I don't want to silence Black and Hispanic voices.
It's all about representation in our group.
There you go. Yeah, so I'm just
white representation doesn't matter.
Silent majority over here. Woo!
Oh, got these hot takes today. Woof.
Yeah, we're building it up. We're politically erecting.
Oh! I don't know what I think about that.
It's a red pill for you, not the blue pill.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Viagra really needs to get on the ball there. Well, they get past the ball, but you know what I mean.
I think they're gonna be aight.
Yeah,
they're gonna be aight.
They're gonna be fine.
They're like Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson. They can do no wrong, and they'll continue to get paid by the federal government.
That's true. Yep. Wow. Really just shoehorn that sucker in there.
Oh, and I'm
Pop
out.
Culture Partisans. Hey, that's what we're doing.
Your weekly dose of PCP right there.
Yeah, Jose got it.
Oh, wow. That was a segue from hell.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say, though, I don't think Dave Chappelle gives a shit about any of this.
You don't care.
I don't think, because you look at this controversy and you see the people that are, people are getting fired, quote unquote, over at Netflix, and they're reinstated as I'm looking now. Dave Chappelle doesn't care at all. It's not Dave Chappelle in any of this. It's people talking about Dave Chappelle, and then it's Netflix responding with like, "Go fuck yourselves. We're still gonna, air this."
I wonder if that's true because,
or maybe it's not,
because that's what the whole special was about. Like he wrote this material, and specifically in response to these sort of things.
Right.
That's so I think he does see it and
well, I'm
care
sure he
about it to it.
sees it, but it's not him responding to it. He's got his 60 mil and he's on his yacht or something.
He's He's doing
He'll be fine.
But it's about time someone stands up though and says, "No, we're not going to cancel this.
Yeah.
No, we don't care what you say because we made a whole lot of money off of this, and we're going to continue making money off this because we want other people to make money off of us as well. They care about money."
Well,
and not for nothing. What did Dave Chappelle say that was so wrong? And I'm not saying that as a question. I'm saying that as I watched it, and I'm not an LBGTQ or RSTLV, but I am a person and I can understand. And that's what Dave Chappelle was saying.
Yeah.
I'm a person. My trans friend was a person, except I didn't view them as my trans friend. They were just my friend, and I didn't give a shit about that.
Right.
So again, more of a TED Talk than a comedian doing his, stand-up, but still.
It was essentially, I hate everybody the same.
Exactly.
Essentially what it is. And I'm okay with that.
What's wrong with that?
Sure.
Yeah. At least he's honest about it. He's been consistent his entire career.
Right.
Like you can't find a special where he didn't say something about LGBTQ people. Like, and he doesn't make fun of them. He says he doesn't quite get it or, yada, 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 whatever it may be. But his whole thing is stop coming after people because they're not you, because now you're doing exactly what the problem was before. They were coming after you because you were not them. So you're returning fire with fire. It never leads to a good situation.
No, the witch hunt mentality is dangerous and widespread.
Yeah.
And I think he's just saying, like, why? Like, stop it. Just fucking stop it.
Quit your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what he said that was so wrong. Other than, like, it seemed like he has. I know you're not a big Bible guy.
No, I'm not.
Speak to me about this.
Yeah. Here you go.
I'm a Bible guy.
But in the Bible, it calls Christians to seek first to understand. Right?
Right.
Is that not what he's trying to do? Is that
That's
not
exactly
a
what he's trying
good
to do.
moral principle to stand on?
That's exactly what he's doing.
And so is it just because we've lost God in this country, Jose Peo? Austin's face.
Oh.
Is that what it is, though? Have we lost
go down this path? You want to go down this path?
Have we lost our moral sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll mediate.
Absolutely.
I'll mediate.
When you saying about when God was going to destroy the earth, or when he destroyed a city, it was because they lost their morals.
Correct.
Right. And it was within their hearts. They hated other people who were outsiders. And that's what Sodom and Gomorrah is all about. It's not about gay.
Not sodomy at all.
No, it had nothing to do with them being gay.
Though it does have a little bit to do with sodomy, but
I mean, it was there.
No.
I read that story.
No.
That's where it comes from.
He actually listed out why he did it. And gay wasn't in there. Sodomy wasn't in there.
No. But that's where
didn't they call
the term
it buggery at that point?
No. He literally said it because they hated visitors. They were bad against visitors. People that came in and wanted to stay there for a night, and they freaking were terrible to people. That's really, look up that verse. I'll tell you right now. I'll look it up while you guys are sending. I'm telling you, I've done a fair amount of research into this. I was like, you know what?
Admittedly, it was 10 years ago, but I did read the King James Bible.
That's a hard Bible to read.
It is a hard Bible to read, but I like to have context for any conversation. So
NIV or nothing.
I don't understand that. Every iteration of it is a word that they translated into another word. So that's King James Version is just another one of those iterations. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off there.
No.
Well, so all I'm saying is that I think a moral center would do this country some good.
All I'll say to that is
it won't
I think
hurt.
I have a moral center and I'm an atheist. So.
Yeah, but you also have a moral center, so you're not.
What?
You have derived. Where did you derive your values from then?
The world as I see it and as I've concluded.
Huh.
I am an atheist. Not an agnostic, by the way. Like,
I don't know the difference.
Agnostic acknowledges the possibility of God.
Okay.
I do not.
You do not think there is a God at all?
No. I think there is no God.
Not a single creator?
No. Not at all.
Oh my
not
goodness.
Even a little bit.
Not a guy with some beard up in space that watches everything you do? You don't believe that?
I don't. I don't believe in any deity.
I can agree that is a hard thing to believe.
That's Dick Cheney.
Can agree that is a very hard thing to believe.
Let's get Dave Chappelle off here. He doesn't come here for this.
Put God on there. Put God on there.
Yeah.
No, I the concept of any sort of higher power doesn't jive with the universe as I've seen it. So
where do you think your morals came from? You say
thank you
because your own observation, but I don't know that you can give yourself that much credit, because what's to say that you're correct then?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I don't hold to any sort of
morales.
No, I know we've disagreed about this. I believe in moral relativity, but
and so my view on the Bible is, say what you want about the actual, historical accuracy of it. However, if I'm looking for a blueprint on how to guide morality in somebody's life, or how to have a blueprint for how to live one's life, it's a pretty good place to start. I haven't seen anything better as far as how to act and how to carry out your life. Basically, it says, don't do these shitty things, take responsibility, carry your cross, bear your burden. Do your part, essentially. Be more of a proactive force than a negative one. Stand up for what you believe in. Like, those are all biblical moral principles.
Sure.
And maybe they weren't even founded in Judeo-Christian values, but they've come out in the Bible. And so if I was to say to someone, maybe this didn't happen, exactly what it says in the Bible, you take the moral principles from the stories. You don't take it as fact. 7 days.
If you, I don't have a problem if you want to take that as fables, as like more like allegory.
Well, so you're talking about
parables.
Parables.
That's what it is. Historical accuracy versus truth, I guess. And I think there's a difference between the two. It doesn't mean that they're opposites, but it means that they don't necessarily coincide. Because if you were to ask me, is killing people bad? Generally, yes, that's true. Yeah. But is there
so I would say my justification for is killing people bad? Yes, killing people is bad, but because of how it affects society, not because of any sort of.
So you feel doctrine. A responsibility to society?
I think society. I like progress. I like technology.
Progressive.
I like technology. I like, which is impossible without society. Advancement is impossible without society.
So what about your own personal advancement though? Because killing somebody takes something out of you.
I don't believe in the soul, so I don't think of anything like that.
You don't believe in what's inside of you telling what's right or wrong?
No.
Okay.
I think that's your brain.
So what about the thoughts that you have? Where did the thoughts come from that had nothing to do with what you've ever encountered in life?
Well, like dreams?
Yeah, sure, dreams. But I'm not talking about dreams. I'm talking about your thoughts that you have when you're sitting
creativity
there, when you have something in front of you, right? Not only that, but music. Sure. Why does music move you? Like as a baby, it moves babies, right? It's good to babies. It just makes you joyful, it makes you happy. But why? Why does music make you happy?
So I think every thoughts, that's all just your brain doing your brain shit, like signals and chemicals and all that, whatnot. And I think music probably is an anthropological advancement. It has to do with it's comforting. It's because
maybe someone gets angry with that type of music, like pop music angers some people.
Sure.
Rap music angers some people.
Yeah.
Musicals anger some people.
But I don't think those things would anger a baby. I think that's like pop and like musicals and that sort of stuff. I think that comes from just your upbringing and association.
I really want to get back to the point of, do you think we've lost a central morality in this country?
But that's the thing. It all depends on your personal beliefs. Because I would think that you wouldn't agreed to that, right?
Well, and
or
so
am I wrong in assuming that?
I think it's I don't know that I agree to that.
But that's what I'm saying. We've lost that central God-fearing mentality that this country was founded on.
And it was founded on that, with the respect for any religion.
Sure,
but the forefathers did say it is in God we trust.
Yeah.
We've lost a morality that we can't ever get back. A PG-13 movie 10 years ago, 20 years ago was a rated R movie. A rated R movie from 20 years ago was a rated X movie at this point.
Sure. Right.
We've got moralities that it's so skewed now. It's like the Democratic Party. Sorry, I keep bringing this politics, but I'm a Democrat, but they've gone so far away from me. I'm a moderate. And now the party's way over there.
Yeah.
Which I understand that. And I actually I'm a 90s Democrat.
Oh, so you're a Republican.
You're Bill Clinton?
Right. As far as I was willing to go
dresses?
with, sure.
Whoa,
also
at
that.
the same time. Yeah, buddy.
But as far as I was willing to go in terms of social politics, I feel like we reached that point, and then they just kept going. I've been pro gay marriage for a long time.
Who wasn't?
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton and
Biden.
Yes, I do know that, and I didn't vote for Biden
and Obama.
Yeah, actually, absolutely. But I wonder if that was just because that was the I wonder if they actually felt that, or if that was just that was the talking point.
They don't actually feel anything.
No, they're
right.
robots.
Exactly.
I feel like when you get to that level, you don't feel anything anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, like the level of city councilman.
I think
so when you're at that level, you certainly I didn't feel a lot of things before that. So
nothing.
I think when people bring up those points, they usually do it oh, see, they were anti-gay. I'm like, I think the point that should be brought up is they don't hold to their convictions.
Yes. And say what you want about Trump. At least he did.
I say the same thing about myself. You can never say that Jose Pio is a liar.
Yeah.
Because you know exactly how I feel about things, and it doesn't change depending on the politics of the world.
That's right.
Absolutely. That's why I respect you.
Well, and
that's why I thought it was because I was short.
If you,
well, you had something. I respect people.
Yeah.
I respect all Chinese people.
Anyone that's shorter than me. Dang, that is racist.
If you never lie, you never have to remember anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. My memory sucks.
Yeah, I've been through that. I've been through that. I was a huge liar back in my day. Oh, I lied to every girl I ever dated. Every single one. It was so easy.
I'm 6'2".
Sorry, boy. That hit me hard.
Was that a good one?
Yeah.
That hit him in the belly there.
Yeah. Got him,
Oh,
All right. So I don't know. Food for thought. Maybe we need a central morality.
Put it in the notes here. Do you believe that we've left the central morality of this country?
As Friedrich Nietzsche said, God is dead.
Let's check the comments.
And that's what he meant.
No, just Jose Pio.
And Lavelle.
And Lavelle. You know what? Before we leave, before we sign off, let me just take a second to say Xbox is giving away a SpongeBob looking Xbox, and I think it's terrible looking, but I want it.
I had no idea where you were going with that. I thought you were gonna thank the audience.
You went with the SpongeBob over the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Yeah, because it's a rectangle. Look at it. That looks
it looks like SpongeBob.
Yeah. That one looks like it was designed that way. The Ninja Turtle one looks.
You sounded like him for a second there.
I'm ready. But it's all white people sound like.
I like to think that you had this you had this thought before I said it to you 10 minutes before the show started.
What?
I hope you did.
What thought?
The SpongeBob. I said this to him right before the show started. I go, you know what? I like that one because it looks like how SpongeBob's made.
Oh yes, absolutely. I had that thought when I first saw it, and the Leonardo one. It's just like a weird picture of Leonardo, and then just blue. Why is there a yin and yang symbol on it?
And why is it Leonardo?
And why? Yeah, right. Why Leonardo?
There's really no.
Raphael's a party dude.
It's a four-sided console. It's a square.
So have all four of them.
Put all four of them. Yeah. Look at the controller.
You could have did that.
It's got a green background behind. That's.
Well, Xbox used to have a green. Control was black and
it's true. I guess that is their color. The logo is still green.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it looks bad. Looks crappy. It's pop culture news, so I guess
you'll probably find it at Player Zone.
Look, all I'm saying. Well, they're only making two. They're making one of each console, and they're giving them away.
Whoa. Okay, now we're talking.
All I'm saying is, if I won that, even that Leonardo one, I would absolutely just like put it in the center of my living room. Like, look at this thing.
That's
I fucking
art.
won this thing.
It's art.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with your use of technology during your podcast here.
Yeah.
I don't get this kind of technology use.
I have
game day camera switching.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you're putting you to work.
And can I say, I never
No, you can't
say.
technological problems on anybody else's show, but for some reason, when Jose's show starts, everything stops working. I'm like,
kind of
it's
like
because I'm Puerto Rican.
Kind of like the Democrats.
Oh, I will agree.
All right.
God.
On that note, I think we're signing off until 8:00. Politically correcting with Jose Pio.
This might end up being a much longer show than normal. So sorry to the wives out there, but
I think it's going to be a good show. Who's our guest?
We got RPD Chief.
For how many more hours?
Sullivan.
Is she done now?
She's done.
She's done. Okay.
Yeah.
She has finished her shift.
She has finished her shift
today. Correct.
She can answer the questions that are really on our minds.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm about it. I'm upset that I don't have.
I was gonna say you're gonna swing yours around.
I'm just. You'll just see me get up and run to Daniel's.
We can put on like a 4XL shirt and just sit between the same head hole on the same chair.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we're two people now.
Like Step Brothers, go back to back on a chair.
Yeah, just flipping around.
Yes. I'm with it.
Yeah. All right. So that's coming up 8:00. Tune in to the We the People Podcast Network.
I appreciate you guys allowing me to come on and jump in here.
You betcha. This is what we're about here. We're all inclusivity, diversity, equity, though, can suck it.
If you can notice, I brought pizza logs, but I brought two of them. One is mostly eaten. The other one I took one bite of, just so you know who the fuck is king. Continue.
Wouldn't stop me.
See, you know what, Jose, I would just like to say you have an open invitation to the show anytime you feel like coming in early.
That. You think half-eaten food bothers a white guy?
We invented half-eaten food.
I like how I don't have any light on me and I still look good. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, is that light off?
I look much better in the dark. So
see, I look like I like radiate.
You are radiating
whiteness.
Kryptonite. You should. In fact, you're radiating kryptonite. You should go against that.
Off that light.
Let's see.
Let's see how I look. Now it's too dark.
We got to move that light to over there. Are we still? We're still on air talking about how we need to move lights.
Of course,
absolutely.
You guys look devious. You guys look like you're gonna kill somebody.
Oh, I got it. There you go.
There we go.
Eesh. All right, we're gonna move some lights around before we get to next one.
All right. Until next week. This has been your weekly dose of PCP. Take care.